All right, welcome back, watch fans. Today we are talking about is the watch market dead? It's fascinating, right? They've been saying that we got this tomato can. This guy named Juan in Miami, the Puerto Rican hubcap thief, deported from Puerto Rico for stealing hubcaps in the Bronx. And listen, guys, when Trump comes in January, he's going to deport this guy back. Now, um, it's interesting. This guy, I do have to give our good friend Juan, credit here because he's been, he kind of created this meme, the watch market is dead. Almost what is it? Almost 2 years ago, right? And actually, the timing was good, right? And listen, let's be real. I think a lot of people realized this 2 years ago that the market was slowing down, just like all consumer goods were starting to slow down. And but I think Juan has overdone it. This has been his gimmick for the last 2 years. I mean, it's like the guy. I mean, let me tell you something. The biggest crime. I mean, even worse than stealing hubcaps in the boogie down Bronx. In the '70s and '80s, and stealing airbags in the '80s and early '90s. Him and Kino. You know what's even worse? The biggest crime is this guy keeps uploading the same videos multiple times. I mean, that really should be. I don't know. I mean, definitely a capital punishment. But here's what's interesting. You know what I find fascinating today? We see a bunch of these tomato cans, whether it's Archie Luxury, the Bogan of Brisbane, whether it's Artem Pizdets, Tim Wright. His real name, by the way, is Artem Pizdets Huibret. The Ukrainian grifter. I mean, you got all these grifters. They're all jumping on this bandwagon of the watch market is dead. Um, I'm here to give you the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation. See, here's the thing. I'm a contrarian, right? And I actually like to follow people who are smarter than me, right? And when I see dumb people all piling into one kind of idea, one trade, so to speak, as they say on Wall Street, um, that you got to take the opposite. You got to take the opposite of that, right? So if you have at the like today, right today, we can go on YouTube. We got this tomato can, this bust down tomato can. Juan Nieves talking about the watch market is dead. I mean, he's been repeating this thing like a broken record for the last 2 years. And you got Archie Luxury. I mean, another degenerate, the Bogan of Brisbane, and you got that tomato can Tim Wright, the crayon eater. Speaking of crayon eaters, I mean the one-eyed crayon eater. To me, that tells me the bottom is in, my friends. The bottom is in. The bottom of the watch market is here. Timestamp this, okay? What is this? July 15th. I'm telling you right now, the bottom of the watch market is in. It's in, okay? When you have dummies like Archie, who's always been wrong about everything. We have guys like Tim Wright, Artem Pizdets, who, I mean, he's basically a newbie, right? I mean, the guy was painting doors, literally. He was painting doors in Section 8 apartments in Coney Island 2 years ago, and all of a sudden he's a watch expert. He's talking about the watch market is dead. Well, let me tell you something, my friends. I've been through market cycles, and to me, you know what? You hear that? To me, it smells like a bottom. The bottom is in. And I'm not smelling Archie's bottom. I'm smelling the watch market's bottom, and I'll explain to you exactly why. I think we're about to enter the golden age of watch collecting. Actually, the golden age of watch collecting is here, and I'll explain to you. But first, let's see what our good friend Juan has to say about. Hang on a second. I'm going to put this guy. I'm going to have to speed him up because he talks. I mean, he's very repetitive. Guy repeats himself like 20 fucking times. I'm gonna put him on like almost double speed because the guy, it takes him forever. He repeats the same thing 25 times. Okay, so here we got this tomato can with he's got the chia pet haircut. He's got these cheap posters from the '80s that he stole from an old lady in Boca. These 1980s poster things. He's got like some, it looks like some like mid-level cocaine dealer at living in a South Beach apartment in 1984. That's what the wall looks like.
And Kino and me, we ain't buying watches. There's no one buying watches out there.
Oh yeah, no one. Okay, so he's saying no one is buying watches. Okay, listen very closely.
You got to stop giving away your children's tuition money to these flim flammers. These guys have been flim flamming you for too long.
Yes.
Until Sweet Kino came along, and unbelievable. You got to stop getting fleeced.
Unbelievable, but true. Now he's saying nobody's buying watches. Now, what's fascinating is, forget about what you see on the internet and all this bullshit. These crayon eaters, these hucksters, and he is right. You got a bunch of hucksters. You got a bunch of low-life degenerates out there. But the reality of the market is, if you want to see what's really happening, look what's happening in the auctions. Okay, Christie's, Sotheby's, Phillips. You got the Antiquorum, you got the Monaco Legends. Well, let me tell you something. The three big guys for the spring auctions, I think what they do, they were doing like, I think it was about a couple $100 million. I think it was 80 million a piece, roughly. I don't know. It was about $250 million, I think. Let's just say conservatively, between the four big auctions, about 250 million was sold. Okay, 250 million. Now that's not a lot of money. Okay, I mean, I spend that money on lunch. 250 million is nothing. Send it over. Send it to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. Just no shitters. All right. I don't want to see any omegas or any bullshit like that. Anyway, so here's what's going on. You got $250 million that was trading hands. And by the way, this is all legit, okay? Because Christie, Sotheby's, Phillips, they're not, they're more or less regulated. Yeah, the Italian guys, a little bit less. But okay, it's all very transparent. So you got $250 million in watches traded hands in a period of a couple of weeks, right? Nobody. So don't let this guy tell you nobody's buying watches. Now, what's really happening? Okay, he's exaggerating greatly, because here's the problem: when you listen to these morons, you listen to this piece of garbage. The Chia Pet guy, like this guy or Archie. If you listen to scum low-life people, right? And I actually like this guy personally. I mean, I think he's a funny guy. But the problem is when you listen to morons, you're going to lose money, okay? And he's talking about losing your children's tuition. Well, yeah, if you listen to dummies like this, yeah, you will lose your children's tuition, because these guys are always wrong when the market is turning. And the market has turned, okay? So here's where the market is going. The market is, we're entering actually a new market. We're entering a new golden age. We're entering a new golden age of watch collecting. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that what's happening is the real collectors. When I say collectors, I'm talking about the type of collections that we review on this channel. We're not talking about the Archie luxury. We're not talking about the watch. We're not talking about the shitheads on YouTube. Okay, these guys who are losers on Tim Wright, Archie luxury. Again, I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but I'm just telling you the reality. These people are not real watch collectors. Okay. There are guys who are basically chasing after. I mean, they're buying with their ears. Okay, these are people who buy with their ears. There's this expression, in the art business, which is, you're supposed to buy with your eyes, not your ears. Okay, when you're looking at a painting, you got to look at the quality of the painting, not what somebody's telling you in your ears about, the story, this, that. No, the quality speaks for itself. All right, and these guys, the tomato cans, the Archie luxury. Watch Colony, Timber. These guys, they're all basically been chasing hype. They're all Rolex fanboys, Omega. Now they're all Audemars Piguet. They're Royal. I mean, the usual suspects. They're buying modern watches. Okay, now that game is over. Okay, the modern watch game of major brands. Okay, pretty much the hot air has left. I've mentioned this in multiple videos. That hot air is out, and you still have watches trading at a premium, but those premiums are evaporating by the day. They are actually evaporating. Okay, so, and I've been telling you guys for a while, do not pay a premium for any modern watch, because what's going to happen is over the next 6 to, let's say, 12 months, 12 months from now, I guarantee you every Patek, every AP is going to be it's going to be back to the olden days, which is things selling at retail if they're lucky, and most likely at a discount, unless it's a very hot model. Like we've always had. I mean, shit. I mean, going back 30 years, the Daytona sold at a premium. 30 years ago, the Daytona sold at a premium. That was the only watch. I mean, maybe you had one or two, oddballs, but generally speaking, most things will be selling at retail or a discount. Now, where's the market going? So the real collectors, again, I'm not talking about guys buying modern Rolex. I'm talking about real collectors, the type of stuff we review on this channel. Guys buying vintage, independence, or interesting stuff that's going to increase in value. So those guys, we're entering the golden age. Okay, we are entering the golden age because the real collectors are all of a sudden they're expanding. They're expanding their horizons beyond the basic modern Rolex. The canary in the coal mine was that Cartier crash. When you see a watch like Cartier crash, right, which in theory is a dog, technically speaking, it would be considered a dog by the standards of the watch market, right? When you see a watch like that, all of a sudden is like the hottest watch. And by the way, what's happened is, that spread to other, shaped cases, things like that, smaller cases. As I've been telling you, everything is moving to smaller cases, to vintage, things like that. So the market is becoming much more sophisticated. We're becoming a more sophisticated market, discerning market. And what's going on is that people are the real people are going to be going into vintage. Wow, I'm looking at this. Wow, this guy David. Let me see, David. David sent in the collection. Well, actually, this guy's fast. Shit, this guy's got some real watches. This guy's got some real watches here. I mean, unbelievable, but true. I mean, you know what? There's a few. I don't want to say dogs. But I'm going to pull this up. Because this collection that this David guy has actually represents where the market is going. So David, hang on, stay on the thing. Okay, we'll talk about your watches. I'm looking at your stuff. You got some legit stuff here. I mean, this is like, hardcore watch collecting. Interesting. So anyway, the reality is, look, the market is going into three directions. Okay, ready for this? Okay. Direction number one, vintage. Okay, 60s, 70s, 80s, some neo vintage. Interesting stuff that was overlooked. Patek Ellipse is the first kind of, low-hanging fruit. Okay, low-hanging fruit. Price versus value versus liquidity. Versus discipline. What's the guy? What's the Docs report say? What's this line? Discipline, leadership, compression socks. Oh man! All right. Anyway, okay. Hang on a second. We'll get David on the live stream. We'll review his collection live, baby, live. He's got some real watches here. Real winners. These are like, I mean, he's got a dog. He's got a little bit of a, not with fleas, but it is a bit of a dog, and he's got like some real winners. Anyway, and I think that the guy claims he's 23. Shit, I wish. I don't know. It's a very sophisticated collection with 23. I mean, shit. I mean, anyway. So where are we going with this? So the market is going in multiple directions. One is vintage, neo vintage. I'm not talking about tomato can vintage. We're not talking about Rolex Submariners from the 60s. We're not talking about Rolex Daytonas. That's garbage. Okay, that stuff is done over. Okay, that market is gonna slowly deteriorate. We're talking about unusual stuff, right? We're gonna have an interview with a guy tomorrow. I mean, we're talking about a AAA type of guy, like AAA caliber. The market. Where else is the market going? The market is going to independence. The market is going to real horology, high horology, MB&F. You got this Simon Brett, which we showed yesterday, who's like the next FP Journe. And by the way, FP Journe, I think, is over. FP Journe is over. All right, FP Journe. Mark my words, FP Journe has jumped the shark. FP Journe is the new Frank Mueller. FP Journe is the new Frank Mueller. What is he doing? He's very clever. This is FP Journe. First of all, is he a great watchmaker? 100%. Just like Frank Mueller was a great watchmaker. Master of complications, right? I mean, they're both guys, top-level guys, right? Now, what's made FP Journe, yeah, I get them mixed. They're the same thing. Mueller, Journe, same shit, right? Look, what Mueller has done is he's a very smart businessman, or whoever's working with him is very smart, right? What he's done is he's stuck to one case design, right? He's got a simple case. He has got very colorful dials. You know, what did I say? What's the success? What's the formula to being a successful artist? Bright colors, simple forms. That's the Picasso formula. By the way, I got that. This was given to me third hand from the director of the Tamanaga Gallery in Paris, who knew the guy. What's his name? Ais Piri, who got this idea from Picasso. So I'm giving it to you guys fourth hand, coming to you direct from Pablo Picasso. Okay, and this is the winning formula. That's what made Picasso a successful artist commercially. Simple shapes, forms, bright colors, and that is this guy, this tomato can that is FP Journe. I mean, yeah, he's got complications. Yeah, so what? Other people have complications. Big deal. Okay, he's got these nice colors. He's got the stupid hand. Yeah, okay, let me tell you something. People are going to be over that watch within a few years, just like they got over Frank Mueller. Okay. It's time to move on, guys. You know where the market is going? Places like MB&F, Simone Brett, other stuff, places like that, all right? So the market's going to independence. It's going to the vintage. And the basic modern is kind of caught in the middle. And it's going to be okay, right? If you buy the right watch at the right price, you'll be okay. And as long as you don't pay a premium, you'll be okay. Now, let's see what this tomato can has to say. And then we're going to dive into David's collection, okay? So hang on a second. Let's see what this schmuck has to say.
From these cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
These cockroaches have been flim-flamming you for too long, and you need to step on their heads. When you see a cockroach, you.
Oh, second. He's got the little candle. He's got a scented candle going. I mean, is he waiting for Anthony Farrar to come over to give him a massage and a happy ending?
Tell them in their face. The watch market is dead. They all steamed up. You cannot keep on maintaining their lifestyle. Don't give away your children's tuition, university money away.
University,
to these flim-flammers. I know what I'm telling you. No one is buying watches. This is my message.
No one is buying watches. I mean, no one is buying watches. I mean, the market just moved $300 million in a couple of weeks. And by the way, that's just the auctions represent just a very small piece of the market. That's just vintage. For the most part, that's vintage watches for the most part. It's not the modern market. So the watch market is $31 billion. Okay, it's according to McKinsey. Maybe it's not 30 billion today. Maybe it's 25 billion. Okay. The watch market is moving along. Okay. The watch market is billions and billions of dollars. So anyway, this guy is really, when you listen to a guy like that, you're going to lose all your money. Trust me on this. Okay. You listen to losers, it's going to end badly. Okay. So let's talk about, we got our man David here. Hang on a second. We got David. We're doing a watch review. We got early Picasso. Well, it's interesting when you talk about Picasso, right? So Picasso. Now, listen. Frankly, I'm a tomato can. I like. To me, the best Picasso is, the 1960s. Those Musketeer bullshit. And which is really, stuff from the 60s, right? And by the way, that's actually is really, that's not it's very commercial. It's sort of, he had no fresh ideas. I mean, this guy had no ideas after the 1930s, right? But when he made all his money, in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Oh, actually, well, in the 70s he died, but the 50s and 60s is when he made all his money. Because why? Because in the 50s and 60s, he was giving the punters what they wanted, which was these simple forms, the basic stuff, the musketeers or the nudes, the usual stuff. Very simple, very colorful, but beautifully made. I mean, the guy really knew how to draw, the very simple things he was a master at, right? Are there better painters? Yeah, he's not the world's greatest. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's a million better painters. But he got it down to a science, and he was very, very consistent. The quality in the 60s and the 50s was very consistent. And, I like that stuff. I think actually there's good money there. Anyway, let's talk about vintage No, vintage is not sketch. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about, we got our review. We got, by the way, David, you're welcome to hop on. Okay, so we got the current watch collection. Okay, I don't want to look. So David, I'm 23-year-old vintage watch collector. FMD, as Archie Luxury would say, right? I mean, that's actually really young to be a vintage collector. 23, shit. I mean, I don't know how long this guy was collecting, because I mean, like, by the time people figure it out, they usually, you gotta be in it like 10 years in the game at least, right? So he's got some interesting watches. Let's take a look at the photos. Wow. Now this is a legitimate heavy hitter. What is this watch? What's the reference number? I have no idea. We got a college travel with diamond markers. It looks like a 50s watch, right? It's like a silvery dial. But this is a serious watch. I mean, this is like, and by the way, when this came out, it was a really serious watch. Today, it's not a serious, but okay. So what's the reference number of this? This is a 1947. Okay, so I'm awful. So 1947. I said 50s. Yeah, this is. Let me tell you guys something. When this watch came out in 1947, and is this white gold or platinum? I think it's platinum. I'm pretty sure this is platinum. Let me tell you something. When this came out in 1947, you had to have real money to buy this watch, because, you know, the world was busted. I mean, Europe was basically busted. It was right after the war. Nobody had any money. The Americans still had some austerity. I mean, the American economy, things were still, shaky. Things were shaky in the world. So for somebody to plunk down this type of money, you have to be a high roller. I'm very bullish on this watch. I don't know what he paid for it. I don't know what the model number is, but I'm very bullish on this. I think this has got a good, 5 to 7 year window to run. Now, here's the thing. I do think tastes are going to change. Tastes are always changing. So, I don't know where things are going to be 20 years from now or 10 years. For 5 years, though, I think this thing has got, it's got runway. It's got some runway. But, like, for example, I think that a lot of the, the bubble, what, look, all you got to know is what happened to the Rolex bubble back. That was a big thing, the Rolex bubble back. Everybody was into that. Everybody was into that stuff in the 80s. And that watch market is dead, basically. Those things dropped. They're half what they were, 20 years ago. That market is over. This thing, I think, has some room to run. Now, what else does he have? Okay. The classic. He's got a 3940 in yellow gold. This looks like a second generation, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like a second generation. Now, what's going on with the hands? I don't know. Is something wrong with the color? They should be yellow gold, right? They look like they're white. Maybe it's the lighting. Second series. Shit. Hey, do I didn't even read this. Second series. I just know this. Like second series, 1999. Jean Rousseau strap. Oh, okay. I like that. See, this guy. Okay, this is the smart thing. Look, if you're 23, hey, David, hop on the channel, bro. Hang on a second. Whoa, this guy's 23. He's buying a watch for 55 grand at auction. I mean, that's very advanced. I mean, forget about having 55 grand to spend on watches at 20, but to buy a vintage watch, I mean, that's kind of very unusual. I mean, I don't know. David, hop on. I want to ask you some questions. Jump on the link. You don't need to show your face. You're probably ugly anyway. I hope you are. I hope you're ugly. I mean, you should be ugly. I mean, it would be a real shame if you were a good-looking guy and 23 and rich with these watches. I mean, at least you should be ugly. It's not fair for you to have everything, right? So this. I think I saw this watch actually. I think we may have covered this a couple of months ago. Best condition. I mean, it looks very crisp. Yeah, platinum, 31 millimeter. That's fine. Oh, is that the first college travel? I had no idea. It's the first. There we go. So hop on, dude. I'm here to learn. Bro. Okay. So, by the way, this is actually a very sophisticated move. So he's got a Patek 3940, which is the classic, is the best perpetual calendar, the top G of Patek. Yes, I'm saying it. It's the top G of Patek. And actually, well, I should say the white gold, but yeah, I'm biased. But 3940, and he's got on this, Jean Rousseau strap, right? This is kind of a casual. It's a casual strap. I hope he's got a deployant. Do you have a deployant? You better have a deployant for this. Actually, it's okay not to have it, but so all of a sudden it makes the watch look casual. Because look, if you're, I don't know what this guy does. I don't know if he's, I don't know what kind of job this guy has, to be making this type of money, because these are serious watches, right? So I don't know if the guy's wearing a suit or what, but listen, if you're 23, you don't want to wear, you definitely do not want to be wearing that black crocodile alligator strap. But no, you want to have something a little more modern, youthful, casual. And with that strap, you can wear this watch anywhere. Except for, when it's raining. I wouldn't want to wear this watch in the rain. But great watch. And the price on this are going up. Okay, so okay, so hold on a second. So this I'm very bullish on. I'm bullish on the 3940s. I've been for a long time. This is a little advanced, right? Like, I don't know what this is really worth. I don't know the market for this, really. I really don't. I think it's a great watch. Looks like it's in great condition. I don't know. I think here's the thing, though. I think with Loop this, they have a reasonable price. I think if you got on Loop this, it's probably about right. It's probably the right. That's kind of where it is. Their market is relatively competitive, right? So their price is competitive. So this is, I would say your money is safe. It's kind of difficult. I don't know. So here's the thing with these watches, right? When it comes to more things that are more rare, the problem with things that are more rare is they're more illiquid. There's less price discovery, right? There's less price discovery. So we don't really know where the market is, right? Like, there's not enough price discovery on these. I don't know how many of these have traded. How many have traded hands over the last 5 years? I don't know. Maybe you have the research. I don't know what the numbers are. So I really don't know. Whereas with 3940, everybody more or less knows where these things should be at, which is, let's say you're okay if you buy it a yellow gold, second generation, 50 grand, full set, you're okay. 55, you're okay. What is this? Oh, fuck, Rolex. No, okay, so what is it? The Rolex GMT, Pepsi. This looks like an early one, right? This looks like a 70s. It's got that rivet bracelet or something. GMT, 1971. Oh, look at this. You know what? I actually, believe it or not, I know I actually did not read your thing. I actually did not read it. I'm just looking at the photos, but it's good. I actually am glad you wrote this down because okay, I did. Okay, so this is like the watch. This is like the the Vietnam era watch. This is like what your green. This is like the Green Beret watch. This is like what the Green Beret guys would buy. CIA operators. We did a video on this. Like that guy, Billy Baug or something. Baug. This is his watch, basically. This is exactly what he would have had. 71. This watch is older than me. Wow. I actually don't like these. Aesthetically, the case, the bracelet, it's all very chimsy. I know they're, historically important and all that. They just feel like dirty. I would feel like just dirty wearing it because it's just so like cheap. But if you can get one in the gold case, the gold, and put it on a strap, then I think it's okay. As long as full gold case on a strap, no bracelet. And you can get away with that. Also, the Submariner as well, I would do that with. I just don't like the early bracelets. They just make you feel dirty, like a cheap prostitute, Wow, what is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to look up your notes. This is a Submariner with a gray. What is this? This looks. I don't know. What is it? I don't know. This is interesting. What is this? 1978. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And he's got a Piaget. What is that? Is that a lapis dial? White gold case, I think. Piaget. Oh, lapis dial. Okay, there we go. 70s. Okay, so okay, I'll give you a quick review, my friend. So you get, I'll tell you what, this collection, I mean, it's just, it's just, he's got what, 4 watches. And you know what's interesting? It's like a diverse collection, right? It's diverse. He's got multiple, oh, there it is. Man, I can't flip it over. I can't flip. What he's got? What is some sort of keyboard? What the hell kind of keyboard is that? I can't flip this picture over because I'm not that technologically advanced. But I'll tell you what. This is a great collection. I'm going to give you a. I'm going to give you. I mean, if this was like just a random, whatever, I'd give this like. It's hard to say. I'd give it like an A minus. I'd give it an A minus. Everything here is like a serious watch, except the Piaget. And the Piaget, listen, Piaget is always like a little bit. I don't know. Piaget. I mean, look, I'm a fan of Piaget. In stone dials, a little more exotic. Stuff that's more funky. So, and also in yellow gold. I think when I think of Piaget 70s, that kind of flashy, gaudy. It's got to be yellow gold. I don't think white gold. I think white gold is the wrong metal for Piaget, and the strap is, which is not. The strap is not really relevant. I mean, you can change it. I mean, the strap that's too that's a little too casual. That is a little too casual. Okay, it's a little too casual. I mean, you gotta, if you're gonna go white gold blue dial, it's a formal look. You need a black or a dark blue crocodile strap, something like that, whatever. The watch itself, whatever. I would get rid of it as soon as possible, frankly. If you like Piaget, I would switch out for another stone dial. I would try to go for something a little bit more exotic, than lapis. I would go for, and especially, look, if you're going to go with lapis, it's got to be yellow gold, because yellow gold and lapis is a good look. White gold is not. I'd go for something a little more exotic now. But yeah, I would say, look, this is a A minus. What brings the collection down is the Piaget. I mean, otherwise it would be an A plus. Listen, the guy's 23 years old. I mean, this is a super advanced. I mean, this is a collection like this is like a very advanced. I mean, this is like, I should say, very mature collection, right? This is like, I would have expected this is from a guy who's, I don't know, collecting watches seriously for at least 10 years. Somebody's at least in their 30s. Somebody who's been at it for a while. I mean, these are actually some very sophisticated watches. I mean, like they're all. I mean, with the exception of the Piaget, the GMT is a little bit obvious. The GMT is a little bit obvious. Everybody's got a GMT, whatever, it's okay. I mean, I know it's whatever. It's the Submariner is very interesting. I've never seen one like that. With that type of bezel. Is it legit? I don't know. There's the problem with a lot of these vintage Rolex. People switch out a lot of stuff. There's a lot of, you don't know what's original, what's not. And I wouldn't trust anybody, frankly. I would not trust anybody in the vintage Rolex game. It's just, a lot of very, very sharp players there who are, constantly switching stuff out. So, but I give this an A minus. Yeah, these are serious watches. And it's interesting. The guy has no modern watches. He has no modern watches. It's crazy. Doesn't even have a hype watch. but yeah, but it's interesting. So this picture here, this kind of tells you where the market is going, because this guy is look, this guy is the future of the market, right? The guy's 23. You know, I want to be buying. I want to be putting my money into the things that people who are going to be 30 years old 10 years from now are going to be buying, right? So I want to be buying stuff that this guy is going to be buying in 10 years. Why? Because, you know, everybody else is already going to be not buying. I mean, people generally stop, you know, when they're in their 60s, they kind of slow down, right? Even in their 50s, they slow down. You know, you want to be in the markets where 30-year-olds are spending money, 40-year-olds are spending money. You know, those are the prime, you know, spending things. So I want to be going where, you know, the guy who's 23 is going 10 years from now. So if this guy is buying this, it's a good indication. Look, the Rolexes are safe bets. I mean, assuming everything is legit, I think they're safe bets. It's not going to appreciate bigly. The 3940, I think, is going to be the outlier here, which is going to give you above market returns, delivering alpha, as they say in the hedge fund business. And also that Calatrava, that could be very interesting. That could be a real outlier. I mean, that thing could be, you know, within 5 years, that could be either 120 grand or it could be 30 grand. It's not going to be 50 grand. It's going to be like either 30 or like 120. It's one of those two extremes. So the Piaget, though, is it's a bit of it's the weak link. It's the weak link. So, you know, it's a very interesting collection. So this is the watch market is not dead. This is where it's going. Oh, this guy wants me to rotate. Sit on it and rotate. Okay. I don't know. It could be. I have no idea. Look, I don't have the expertise. I don't know. You know, you might know better. I don't know because I know that there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people who manipulate these things, right? They put them under also light. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, it's unfortunate, but this market, the Rolex vintage market, attracts, you know, a lot of very talented. There's a lot of money involved, right? And they're relatively simple watches, right? So there's, you know, it attracts a lot of, you know, it attracts a lot of characters, you know. It attracts a lot of characters. There's a lot of Italians who are making, and Chinese also. The Chinese are very, very active in there. Hang on a second. I don't know how to rotate the image, man. I don't know how to rotate the image. We're not that sophisticated on this channel here. We're not that sophisticated here. Hang on a second. So, okay. So anyway, let's go. So I was going to sell the Lapis and get a white gold Cartier tank. Ew. Nah, I'd say it's a bad move. Listen, man, Cartier is at peak right now. The Cartier market right now is at the peak. You know, just a few years ago, you couldn't give away Cartier. You know, everybody on these YouTube channels, they were all saying, oh, Cartier, it's not real watchmakers. Oh, Cartier is not serious. I mean, look at this. I guarantee you, look at videos from a couple of years ago, all these so-called experts, all of them, every single one of them was saying that Cartier is garbage. I don't care if it's Archie Luxury. I don't care if it's, you know, what's his name? Whatever. All of them. All of them were telling you Cartier was no good. You know, they're all morons, right? I mean, this is the only channel which tells you the truth. Now, I'm telling you right now, the Cartier is peak right now. If you want to like trade out of the Piaget, I'd go into a Patek. I'd go into a Patek. All right, I'd go into a Patek. By the way, we have on the Watch Reporter Marketplace, we're going to have a Patek lapis dial. Oh, not lapis, excuse me, stone dial. Black, you know, it's the agate. Was it agate? The black. What is that? Onyx. It's an Onyx dial. Okay, Onyx dial, beautiful case, 70s. What's the reference number? I forgot what it is. It's the rectangular one. Beautiful watch, right? I think we're going to be offering it at around $7,000. Now, it's got a tiny crack. It's got a tiny. Hang on. You know what I'm going to do? Hang on a second, my friend. Hang on a second. Don't go away. I'm going to bring out the watch in just a moment. Don't go away. Entertain the punters. Hang on a second. Let me see. Hang on. Let me switch to some entertainment. Punter entertainment. While I get the watch, let me go to this tomato can.
Because you guys have a hard time believing that the watch market is dead.
While I get the watch
at this moment, no one, and I mean no one, is purchasing watches. No one is buying watches. You understand me? Stop giving your children's tuition money away. These guys have had a good way with you, lollipop suckers, window lickers, crayon eaters, and tomato cans. Say to yourself, I don't want to be called no longer a window licker, right? Today I'm not even going to go into an intro because I wanted to give you this message that no one is buying watches. No one. Nadie aquí nos está comprando relojes. Estos gilipollas siguen creyendo que el mercado está bueno. El mercado está muerto.
Test our trading bot for 30 days, and if you're not satisfied with the growth, you get a full refund, no questions asked. My $150,000 account is up 77% from April 2022 to November 2023. But the only thing that matters is results.
So we got some tomato cans. We got multiple tomato.
We're going to go to the first.
Okay. Multiple tomato cans. All right, so let me show you guys. Let me show you the watch. Okay, hang on a second. Let me show you the watch. One moment, my friends. One moment. Hang on a second. All right. So hang on a second. So let me show you. Let me get this Bukiak off the screen here. There we go. Okay. Now, so let me show you. Let me show you the Patek stone dial, which is going to be on the Watch Reporter marketplace, which is at watchreporter.com. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Yeah, we got very high technology here. The camera. Okay. Yeah, we got the blue screen, which makes. I wonder how do you get this to show up? Why is it not showing up? It's too good for the camera. That is weird. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, there it is. Okay, now, okay. So this is a 70s. You see it's a shaped case, stone dial, onyx, beautiful dolphin hands. You got the buckle. This strap needs to go. The strap is pure garbage. This is the watch. In other words, I would be getting something like this, okay? If you're going to go with black, you got to have yellow gold. And instead of Cartier, which right now is peak, you can get this. We're going to probably offer this for around $7,000, which is an absolute bargain. Now, why is the price so cheap? Why is this not $12,000? Because it's a Patek stone dial. Why? Because there is a tiny hairline crack, that goes like from 1 o'clock to like 2 o'clock, like about you can't see it unless there's light on the dial, which is whatever. Look, it's a 50-year-old watch. What do you expect, right? And by the way, you know what? These stone dials, they will crack, so you might as well buy one with a crack. Unbelievable but true. No, this is not from Morillo. This is not from Morillo, my friends. Now, what else do we have? What else do we have being offered very soon on the Watch Reporter channel? We have, are you ready for this, my friends? But this is going to come up in about a month. We're going to have the marketplace live. So, and these watches are they're not retail ready because, the strap needs to be replaced. I don't know. Maybe I should just sell them as is. Should we sell them as is and save you a couple bucks? Because you're going to get your own strap anyway, right? These are estate fresh. Literally, these are estate fresh. We got a Patek Ellipse. What's the model number? What's the reference number? This is the Apple iMac watch. It's what do you call it? The 35 whatever. Hang on a second. It'll come to me. I got it somewhere. It's hang on a second. What is the number? It's 3582. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. You know what I'm gonna do? Hang on a second. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do this for you, my friends. I'm gonna show you this watch. By the way, the 3582, I believe, is the next big thing. Why? Because the ellipse is already moving. The ellipse is already moving. Okay, and let me show you something. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. So there's a guy who did an article on this, which is this guy, a blog to watch. I guess he's whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, so this is basically what the watch. I mean, this is a white gold version. It's the white gold version. The blue one, I guess the article is trying to be cute or whatever, you know. It's trying to be cute, but this is this watch was way ahead of its time. Beautiful dial. Look at the play of the light on the hands. You got the crystal that covers the whole face. It does have like an Apple vibe, and most importantly, you got the ellipse buckle, which is, you know, you don't want to be missing that buckle. That's like a $600 buckle. Okay. You want that original buckle. The strap is garbage. It needs to go, but this is the watch. And this is also going to be about, I think, $7,200. It's got a little bit of, some funky stuff, a little bit of oxidation bullshit on the dial, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, this watch, if we might offer this for more, maybe 75, maybe 8 grand. I think 8 grand. Excuse me. 8 grand. Forget about I have to look what the price is. This is going to be 8 grand, okay? 8 grand. This is going to be 7 grand, okay? Patek stone dial. And let me tell you something. Both of these watches, talking about the watch market being dead, both of these watches, I am certain are going to be. Listen, this is not like a thing, oh, you're going to make money. We're not here to pitch you. This is not like a pitch you an investment or some nonsense like that, okay? But I can tell you that I am certain that these watches are going to be probably double. Probably they're going to be, I would say, double within 4 years, 5 years. It's, I mean, this is not like an overnight thing, okay? It's not an overnight thing. The market is not going to. We're not going to see crazy stuff. Maybe it could happen sooner. We've seen. Listen, I have that AP that tripled in value, the Royal Oak. I got other things, But hang on a second. Let me pull up. Yeah. So So I think, look, these vintage watches that are like 7 grand right now, Pateks. That's money in the bank. Money in the bank. Okay, so back to David. So his GMT is saying legit. I could be. I don't know. Want to trade 3940 for first series? Wow, it's very advanced. Or early second series white gold. Wow, this guy's very, very particular. Very particular. Really particular. I don't even know why. Why would the guy want to do a trade? I mean, it's like, I don't know. The one watch that's actually very cool is that first series 3940, the Philippe Stern watch, which is, it's got that gold face. It's got the gold dial, gilt dial. It's a gilt dial. Is it gold or it's a gilt dial? So it looks like a one of these chocolate dials. It's a gilt dial, gold case. Was it yellow gold or rose gold? But it's a gilt dial. It's the Philippe Stern version. Now that watch is 100 grand. Listen, if I were you, I would not trade, because you're taking a hit when you trade. It's not worth it for a marginal. I mean, you're talking about a marginal difference for white gold. And I'll be honest with you. I have a white gold watch. I got the 3940G final series white gold. I mean, for me, it's a good watch. I would be happy with yellow gold. I mean, I would wear it like the way you wear it. You have another white gold watch already, which is the platinum. I mean, a white metal watch, I should say, right? You got this white metal. So yeah, stick to it. Don't get all crazy, man. This is actually a beautiful watch. It really is. Like, this is a great watch, right? Like, this is a smart move, right? Like, we got there's like tomato cans, like Archie luxury tomato cans, like that knucklehead Keslowitz. He buys the wrong Patek. The guy's almost 60 years old. This Keslowitz, and he buys that stupid syringe hand with the windows instead of the classic 3940. He's buying a watch that's going to lose him money. Unbelievable true. This watch is perfect. Don't keep it. Don't. I mean, you got the right 3940. Don't like get all crazy. Am I going to get the first? Really, that's. I mean, you got 4 watches. When you got 20 watches, maybe you might want to start getting into, fine tuning these nuances, the nuances. Blog to watch. Oh, they interviewed Archie Luxury. That's funny. Adding one of these. Which one? You're talking about the Ellipse 3582. Well, this one is going to be available. If you want this one, you can buy this direct from the Watch Reporter marketplace. You will have to change the strap. I like to be. So what we're going to do when we launch the marketplace is, we're going to have full disclosure. We're going to have very accurate photos. None of this bullshit. Okay, there's a lot of scammers out there in the vintage space. And by the way, that Juan guy is right. A lot of these guys. Listen, hang on. Let me see if you can hear this. Can you hear that? Beautiful sound. A lot of these guys, they tell you one thing. I mean, a lot of people that, we think, oh, they're reputable vintage dealers. Oh, they're very reputable, this or that. You see them on social media. These guys are all grifters, okay? 99% of them. And I'm talking about the best of them. And I love them, but so a watch like this. So basically, I'm not sure if we should sell it. As is estate, barn find condition, estate fresh, as it came with the strap. And by the way, because a lot of people will change the strap, so why should I bother to, get a strap when, you're going to put on something else anyway, right? I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Would you rather buy this watch as is, right, and maybe for a little bit less money, or you want it with a strap, or you want it, whatever, without the strap? Anyway, we got, again, unbelievable but true. This is the one. Okay, so back to, okay, no, enough with the spruiking. Patek 130. Oh, good price. Naked though, right? It was naked, no box papers. Service. Ooh. I have to get my watch service too. You and I both. I'm actually, and by the way, it's a hassle. It's a hassle because I was going to go to drop it off in New York, right? At the Henry Stern place, right? And they say, oh, you got we need a 10-day in advance appointment. When I travel somewhere, I usually do it like, last minute, whatever. It's hard for me to make an appointment 10 days in advance. So, and I'm cheap. I don't want to drop it off at a local place and then have to pay insurance of like $300 for them to ship it and all that nonsense. I want to drop it off direct. It's the plane ticket. I might as well just fly myself, right? He's got the extracts. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine. Yeah, the extracts are fine. I mean, that's fine, actually. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. 40 grand is a good price. Yeah, I'd pay 40 grand for that. Actually, I probably would try to get, I don't need the box. I don't need the box. I don't care about the box. I do want to have, I do want to have, the little paperwork and the little pusher, for making the adjustments, and the little gold dial for the back. I mean, the gold solid case back, even though I would never use it, right? I just want to have it. But, is it worth it? I don't know. It's fun. I mean, listen, for 40 grand, you're very safe. Very safe, as long as you got the extracts. That's very important. So to wrap it up here, I would say, yeah, it's fine. Listen, here's the issue: is these Patek people, they're very, very picky. Especially the newer the watch is, they want everything there. So like mine is a final series, right? It's like a 2004 or something like that when it was made. So, and I got the full set, and I got the case back. The case back still has like a little piece of plastic on it from the factory. It's got, whatever. I would never put the case back on. Never. Why would I put a white gold case back on that watch? I want to display back. I mean, the whole thing was dumb. It's like really dumb. So you're better off. You're almost better off. Not almost, but you are better off buying the watch cheaper and not having this garbage stuff that you don't need. I mean, you don't need all these things cluttering up your life. These extra boxes, extra tchotchkes, all this nonsense. So the service is going to be expensive. Is there something wrong with the watch? Is there something wrong, or are you just is there something wrong, or is it Anyhow, so where were we on our wrap up here? Bottom line is this, my friends, is that the watch market is. David, are you a subscriber to our free weekly newsletter? Are you getting our free weekly newsletter? Because you know what? Let me show you something. So these are some back issues. Wait, hang on a sec. Let me do a snapshot. This is just so we got back issues. This is what you get every week in the free newsletter. Hang on a second. Where is this? Okay, there we go. I'm just opening up some back issues. We're talking about the Rolex 6062 market. We got talking about sector rotation, Cartier, Corum, coin watches, Reagan. What are we talking about here? That's in the Watch Report newsletter. How do you get that newsletter? Well, you got to click the link in the video description below. Click the link in the video description below to get the free newsletter. And by the way, this also is going to be in the Watch Reporter marketplace. The Piaget Asprey dual time watch. Very rare watch. This one sold for 18 grand at auction. Just recently. Yeah, so this is this is what you get. This is the free weekly newsletter. Unbelievable but true. Unbelievable, but 105% true. This is the free newsletter. So click the link in the video description below. Let's see. We're gonna wrap it up here. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Hey, let me change this out. There we go. Yeah, so that's what you get in the free weekly newsletter. And okay, so what's next? What's next on the list, David? You got the 3940. You got a sub. Oh, actually, it's new. You got a sub. He's got a Submariner. He's got the GMT. Right. Hang on. Let me see. Let me bring this back up. Let me bring this back up. Can't believe this guy didn't even give us a super chat. No donation even? I mean, this is valuable Guys getting valuable information. We haven't even gotten a $500 super chat yet. Patek 130. What is that? Hang on. I gotta Google this. I don't even know what that is. I gotta look that up. What is a Patek 130? Oh, the chronograph. Wow. You know, I don't know. What's the point of this? I think these are kind of, I think when it comes to this, the chronograph, this is the watch, right? And this is actually beautiful. Look at this, 1950. This is the look. It's hard to say actually, that or the other one with a slightly modern. Yeah, I would say I would go with a slightly more modern dial. Roman numerals? Would you go with the Roman numerals or this? It's a cool watch. Let me see. What are the hands? Are the hands? Oh, they got the sword hands. I don't like the sword hands. No, I'm a dolphin hand guy. The problem with this watch, I think, is actually I shouldn't say. I have a feeling it's a little bit like people know about this watch. It's this is like one of those, the chronograph stuff. It's a little bit, the people know about them, so you're not getting a bargain there anymore. It's not. They're relatively popular, right? It's a relatively, it's one of these things that people know. Although I didn't know the reference of him, but yeah, I mean the chronograph stuff is like, you got a lot of people competing for this. It's not really. I don't think you're going to get any bargains. I mean, when I think about it, these are probably okay. I mean, they'll probably appreciate a little bit, but they don't have that special. I don't think they have that really special thing that we need to make money. They don't have that je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. It doesn't. It's people know about it. It's a crowded trade. It's a crowded trade, as they say. Yeah, exactly. Listen, this is my big issue with the chronograph. Nobody ever uses it. Nobody. And again, when I say nobody, I mean nobody ever uses that chronograph. I don't care. It's a Daytona, whatever it is. Now, I'm wearing a timing watch, a Yachtmaster, right? I rotate this bezel all the time. I time. This morning, I went swimming, and I kind of want to know how long am I swimming, and then I go out in the sun. I don't want to be out in the sun too long, right? So, I kind of move the bezel over a little bit. And I know, am I out? I don't want to be baking in the sun. It's 110 degrees here. So, but 10 minutes is okay. And that's all I need. I don't need to know if it's 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay. If it's 10 minutes plus minus, is fine. And this does the right job. The chronograph is the most useless, absolutely useless complication out there. That's what I don't like about it, because I feel it's very fake. I feel it's phony. I feel it's very phony. I feel it's like a woman with fake tits, big fake tits. That's what this is, okay? It has no purpose, okay? It's like there's no milk in those fake tits, all right? Not to be crude or anything about it. If you have, big breasts and, they're real, good for you. You got a lot of milk in there to feed, kids. It has a reproductive value, right? But when you have, fake tits, it's a fraud. You're basically carrying out a fraud, because in theory, a guy looks at those big fake tits and thinks, okay, this woman is fertile. She's going to be able to feed my babies, because that's, we think like very primal, right? And they're not. So it's a fraud. This watch is a fraud. It's a fraud on the mass public, because, the people who buy this watch, I think, oh, I'm a race car driver. I'm an astronaut. I'm a, sportsman. Whatever the fuck they're doing. These guys are sitting behind their desk. They all weigh 500 pounds. They're all like curly or Archie. Have you noticed everybody who's got a chronograph that weighs 500 pounds? That's why Archie has like 5 chronographs. I mean, it's unbelievable. But true. Royal Oak 14790. Which one is that? Is that the new model? 40, mid-size, 37. I'm a 37 millimeter guy. 37, 39, 100%. Let me tell you something. Yeah, the Royal Oak. Hang on, what is it? 14,790. What is it? I got to look it up because I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. I can't keep track of these dumb reference numbers. Yeah, this is the watch. I like it though in the, personally, just me. I mean, silver dial. Silver dial, baby. Actually, hold on a second. Wait, whoa. What is this? Wait, I'm sorry. I think we got we're talking about a different watch here. I think we're talking about a different watch. Oh, you're talking about, this is the old model? I don't know if I like the old model. This is 36 millimeter? Yeah, I actually don't, to be honest. I mean, I have the same watch, except I got the owl. I got the owl, like literally the exact same watch, but the owl version, right? The day, date, moon. I don't like this really. To be honest, look, if I'm going to spend like money for a basic Royal Oak, right? I'd go with a new one. I like the new. I actually do like the new. I'm not like some vintage fanatic. I'm not a vintage fanatic. I like the new 37 millimeter, whatever it is. The steel, with the ice blue dial. Hang on a second. Hang on. Ice blue dial, 37 millimeter. Steel. To me, this is a perfect watch for 26 grand. Okay, don't be tomato cans. The list on this watch is like 26 grand. So maximum 30 grand, maybe 32. This is for suckers. But so here's the thing. With the Royal Oak, it's all about the tapisserie dial and the bracelet, right? So the new tapisserie, look at this. The quality is incredible. It's got this beautiful play with the light. Much better than the model that you're talking about, that older model. Which I have, which is fine, right? Which is fine because the day, date, moon, it was a vintage watch. And I paid $7 grand for it. That's what it was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. $7,000. Yeah, these are, look, so the problem with these is like, if you're going to pay 25 grand, 22 grand, it's kind of a lot of money. I would rather get a, Royal Oak, the basic 37 millimeter, whatever it's called, whatever this is called, the 15550. I think that's what it is, 15550. 15550. Yeah, look at this. 25 grand. And look at this beautiful dot, right? See, this is what I want to see. When I'm looking at Royal Oak, I want to see a beautiful dial with the tapisserie. Yeah. 3970, yeah. The 3970 is that's the tomato can watch. You know who's got that watch? Who's got that watch? The groomer. Patel Philippe, the groomer. So the problem with this watch is, as you say, very crowded. You got these sword hands. The fonts are nasty and vicious. And again, the fonts are nasty and vicious. And what else? What else is wrong with the watch? Yeah, I don't want to see these windows. I want to see subdials. I want to see subdials to see time moving. I want to see time moving. I don't want to see this garbage. And yeah, this is à la poubelle. A la poubelle. I mean, like when you have a watch like this, basically what you're telling people is, I don't know, like I don't know, what is the message? What is the message that you are sending out to the universe? Because you're never going to use it for timing, really, right? The calendar, you're not really getting the calendar function. You're not getting the perpetual vibe. So what does it do? I mean, it's just a complicated watch. Okay. I mean, Patek can do a complicated watch. All right, so big deal. And it is a very thick watch. Yeah, it's nice. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. For 100 grand, oh, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that's crap. Unbelievable, but true. Yeah. I would say, what, I think, listen, I'm not here to tell you what to get, but I think it would be good. This is gonna sound shocking. I know people are gonna be shocked to hear this coming from me, but you do need one modern watch in that collection, right? You got old vintage. I mean, you're 23 years old, right? You got to have something of your time. I mean, you don't want to be like an old man, right? I mean, you don't want to have a bunch of old man stuff. And this is old man stuff, really. So, I mean, seriously, you need to have at least one watch, which is like representative of your time. Okay, something contemporary. Just one. That's all you need, just one. And ideally, I think the Royal Oak is absolutely beautiful. The mid-size, whatever, modern, 25 grand if you can get it. Or, you know what? I don't know, to say, see these Rolex, they do have that kind of investment value in there. So I don't want to say like, I do find them kind of ugly, but I mean, I almost would say to get one Rolex, like a Yachtmaster, I'm slightly biased. I don't care if you get it or not, whatever. But yeah, you need to have like one modern watch, that can go in the water. I mean, I don't know where you live, but you don't want to have all vintage watches, because none of these watches that you showed, that you don't want to get any of those wet, even the Submariner. I don't know if I trust that watch. Yeah, one modern watch is fine. All right, guys. So we're going to be wrapping it up tomorrow. We got tomorrow? We got a big live interview tomorrow. You know who we got tomorrow? You're not going to believe this. This is going to be at 12 noon. 12 noon Eastern time. We got a heavy hitter. We got the biggest watch collector. I mean, I don't want to say big. One of the most important watch collectors in the world. I mean, volume. I mean, this guy's like, the major guy, like that John Goldberger type of guy. John Goldberger, who you may have heard of. That level. We're talking about that level. Okay, so massive collection. This guy is a Patek VIP. Okay, Patek Philippe flew this guy in on a private jet to one of their big 100 year anniversary party, whatever it is, right? So big major collector, Patek VIP, Cartier VIP. He's got all the Cartier shaped watches, the Crash watches you didn't even know existed. Okay, he's a big vintage guy, deep vintage. So David, if I were you, I would tune into this channel 12 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. We're gonna have this major collector on. I'll give you a hint. He lives in Uganda, of all places. Uganda. Massive collection. Patek VIP. Maybe a VVIP. I don't even know. He's got. Oh, by the way, he's got a Mike Ovitz. He's got that watch. He's got the. I shouldn't say anything bad about the watch, maybe, because he's got two of those. He's got two of those. He's got one in black. I think it's a platinum and black dial, and he's got the Mike Ovitz version in a salmon dial. Right, that's serious. I mean, he's got maybe more. He's got everything. So, anywho. All right, guys. See you tomorrow, and we'll walk out with a quick outro.